being here with us tonight.
Thank you for the invitation.
So I want to start by asking, because I know this story is sort of your own. So how did you come to make the film?
I did that trip 10 years ago now with my husband. The story is very close than the movie. We went for the commemoration in my husband's grandfather in that village here, so it's quite close. The history is close to the real history. But after the real trip, I wrote some stuff, but I was not so sure what could be. You know, maybe at the beginning I was thinking maybe of a novel or maybe a documentary. I was not so sure, and at one point it became very important for me to make my first movie with that history.
Is this your family in these pictures?
My family and my crew's family. It's feminine. We say that in French. Mixed.
And so, how much did you think about changing it, and what was there was some time between when you wrote the film and when you had initially gone. Did you want to sort of stick to your own experience, or where did you get creative?
The writing process at the beginning, it was very autobiographical at first, and then I had to take some liberty, and I mixed some stories from because that story is more on my mother's side and on my husband's side, of course, but I mixed some history on my father's side, so I had to make a movie. But it was really important for me to stick with the real life, with the places you see in the movie. It has to be in the same village. They had to go for the same trip. It was really important for me. For example, that I create that scene, but when they speak with the survivor in the cemetery in Krakow, it was really important for me that I really wanted that lady not to be an actress. She's a real survivor, and it was really important for me. So yeah, for some details, I needed that truth aspect. Yeah.
Were the students who were listening to her actors, or
no? They were students from an international school in Poland, because it was difficult to have, because the time of the movie is not the same time of the real life. So we needed to have kids from there. It was complicated to have some kids traveling for real.
There's something very nice about that, about having the survivor actually telling her story to a group of kids, and it's her story. And then you're an actress. Did you think about playing the role in the film? This is your first.
At the very beginning, but not. To be honest, quickly I had in mind Judith, who plays Anna, and I've been very lucky because she said yes. And maybe if she doesn't say yes, maybe it would have been a problem, and maybe I would have sing in a different way. But she was really the person I wanted to do the part. And what I enjoyed the most with directing was a lot of stuff that I would certainly not been able to do if I was acting at the same time. So I really enjoyed not to act in this movie.
I'd love to open it to questions from the audience. In the back, yeah.
Were you angry when you made this movie?
Were you angry when you made this movie?
No, I was not angry. No.
Do you want to? Did it feel like an angry film?
Excuse me?
Are you asking because it felt like an angry film, or?
I was very angry when I watched it.
Oh, angry about what? About
Polish history.
yeah. No, yes, of course.
And they talk about Bergen-Belsen, which is this one camp in Germany. What about all the camps in Poland?
Yes, for sure.
And why were they put there?
So I guess the question, when you came, I guess a way to reframe the question is maybe when you sat down to write about your experience at first, before it became a film, did you come back from Poland feeling angry? I mean, in the beginning of the film, she sets out with this real sense of hope that this will give her some sort of answers, and that shifts.
Yeah, in a way angry, it's not easy to say that, but in a way angry with my mom, because I was sad that I had no information that she would have been able to ask my grandmother, you know. But at the same time, of course, I understood how difficult it was, you know, to speak with her. And so angry in this way, but when I was in Poland, I was sad, you know, more. It was really, I was desperate because there were nothing left, you know. So that's what was very difficult writing the movie. The movie is about empty spaces and something you will never able to find because there is nothing left. And what Anna was dreaming of and what I was dreaming of is to go back there with her grandmother and to have her grandmother showing her, you know, a place where she was maybe happy, because I'm sure before the tragedy they had some, you know, memories like us, you know, they had some friends, they had some future, they had some hope, and there's nothing left. So yeah, I was very sad more than angry, I think.
Elise, can you talk a bit about your grandmother and your relationship with her, and what you think it was in that relationship that made you so eager to go and find her life in Poland?
Can you talk about your grandmother and your relationship?
In a strange way, my grandmother, she left Poland when she was a kid. She escaped before the war because of pogroms, and she had that crazy memory about Poland, like, you know, that was an amazing place where they have some very nice porcelain and very beautiful, I don't know what, you know, and the food was amazing, but of course it was not exactly like that, you know, but she made that for me, you know, when she was speaking about, I don't know why, maybe because she wanted me to, I don't know why, maybe it was a way for her to find comfort, you know, I don't know, it was easy for her to make that. So I was really close to her, and she gave me some strangely Polish roots, you know, really Jewish and really Jewish in a way, you know. It was strange because it was not real, not. But I think she had to make up some stuff to survive and to handle the tragedy of her family, you know. Because when she left Poland, of course, she never had, you know, they never knew what happened with a big part of the family, like who stayed there, and yeah.
But it sounds like your grandmother was telling you the things that you were sort of searching for going back there.
Yes, but
happier.
Yes, but in a crazy way. It was not really. I never had some details. You know, for example, when I asked her, what was funny. One day I was reading a book about Jewish history in Eastern Europe, and I found the name of a rabbi near Krakow in a small town, and that name reminded me something. And I asked my mom, actually, and I asked my mom, don't we know that name? And my mom said, yeah, we know that name, Kowalski. That's the name of our aunt, our great aunt. And I asked my mom, but so she was married to a rabbi? And she, yeah. And I asked my grandmother, and my grandmother said that to me. I'm not so sure she was Jew, but she was married to a rabbi. I said to my grandmother, but that's strange. And I think if she was married to a rabbi, maybe she was Jew. You know, that was very, very strange. I think for us, it's very difficult to understand. They had to find some way to survive emotionally to that history. You know, they had to protect themselves, and maybe I think it's impossible to figure out how was for them to handle, you know, that reality.
Right, and you deal with that, and then also the next generation of your mother, and then you in
Yeah.
this film,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
all,
yeah.
all very different.
Can I ask a follow-up question? How did your grandmother survive the Holocaust? How did she escape?
What's your grandmother's
At the
story?
beginning, it was supposed to be. I have a very good friend. Her dad went to Auschwitz, and he goes very often with students and with people there. And he was supposed to do the part, but he never wants to sleep in Poland. And for the movie, it was impossible because we had to do it in Krakow, so it was very difficult. And she's now very old, so it was difficult for him to do the trip. And with the Holocaust Memorial Foundation, who helped us for making the movie, they introduced me to Evelyn, who is in the movie. And she was a kid when she was in Bergen-Belsen, so she's very young right now. She's 80, and has in the movie very active. She every week she's in a school, or she takes kids in everywhere. But she told me that if the movie, maybe that answer your question, if the movie would have been in Germany, she would not have been able to do it. It's
And your question, I think you said your grandmother had left before the war.
yes,
Yeah.
before the war, yeah, and she was hidden in France, but yeah.
Right here.
So we're talking about 3 generations here. Can you compare the feelings of the grandmother, the mother,